if Wall Street Journal is correct, and Tesla does $5.65 of EPS, that's going to put Tesla stock at $429.61 per share by the end of 2024. Elon Musk just said something spectacular that should be great news for Tesla stock investors. Although it's pretty vague, I think we know what it means after all. We will discuss this as well as what's coming next for Tesla stock. As you know, on January 24th, Tesla will report earnings and we will get an earnings call. Hopefully we'll get more details and this will lead to more enthusiasm around Tesla stock. That's my expectation. We're also going to be getting an announcement for some kind of lower tariffs or manufacturing facility in India. That should be coming in the near-term future as well. We'll discuss all of that and much more here in this video. But let's get started with what Elon Musk just said. So this post comes from Alex on X. He says, products and services in the past, all and everyone said Elon will never deliver. The Roadster, global supercharger network, Model S, X, Model 3, Model Y, solar roof, stationary batteries, global showrooms, Cybertruck, compact car, full self-driving, robotaxi, humanoid robot Optimus, to be continued. So far, Elon has delivered everything he ever promised. This post, 14.2 million views on it. And guess what Elon just said? He shared this and says a few other products coming too. Some people are speculating that this could be a Model 2, a $25,000 vehicle that is likely already being designed, if not production lines being tooled for this product. At least that is my personal opinion. Elon Musk was very clear that the Model 2, as we've nicknamed it, is going to be manufactured in Texas first because Elon wants to oversee the engineering directly. And he also said that Giga Mexico would take too long to be operational before they want that vehicle to be out on the roads selling. Well, if Giga Mexico is expected to be operational at some point in 2025, if not early 2026, then that means we probably get an announcement at some point in 2024. Now, specifically the $25,000 vehicle, this is not any given just random catalyst that is good news. This is the holy grail of good news for Tesla stock investors. This could send Tesla stock flying. So we want to watch any developments here to kind of get a reference point of where we are at in progress with the Model 2, or as Elon said, other products, because that's probably the last time you have a chance to buy Tesla stock at these kind of valuations. I mean, I've done my own calculations for what the Model 2 could look like if Tesla could sell 5 million units on top of all of their other businesses. You could be looking at Tesla stock in the thousands of dollars. That also opens the door for robotaxis, in which FSD V12 is making some serious progress there, and things look good on that front as well. So as I like to say, Tesla is the #1 most shorted stock on our markets, and the short sellers' time here is limited. Currently, short sellers have $20.32 billion worth of short positions in Tesla, and let me tell you, at some point in 2024, this is going to get blown up, in my personal opinion. 3.09% short interest of free float. And Tesla stock, this $20.32 billion number, is about 2% of the entire stock market's short interest, which, just to put that into context, there is thousands of shares of different companies on our markets. Tesla's 2% of all short interest. That's egregious. Let me know what you think by Elon Musk saying there's a few new products to come. What do you think he means? We also have some pretty exciting news as well to share with you today. We are seeing a few new Model 3 Highlands being transported from Fremont to Palo Alto engineering headquarters. They're driving, so they're not necessarily being transported. They're driving themselves to Palo Alto. That's interesting because We're expecting Fremont could start producing Model 3s in the first quarter of 2024, and this should really help demand. I'm personally waiting for a Model 3 Highland, and I'm sure there's a lot of people like myself. Other than that, we don't have any specific details or reasoning for these vehicles being transported, but I imagine this can only mean good things. In other news, the EPA will hold a hearing next week on whether to approve California's plan to require all new vehicles sold in the state by 2035 to be electric or plug-in electric hybrids. Now, this could actually be pretty good as well, because I'm sure you've noticed GM, Honda, Ford, they're all scaling back their EV investments. If California, which would be the 5th largest economy in the world, if California was a single country, just to put that into perspective, well, if they're slowing down EV investments, California does officially approve by 2035, all new vehicles have to be EV in some capacity or another. That's going to put Tesla's lead even further above everyone else. The IRS today announced an extension for dealers and sellers of clean vehicles to submit time of sale reports for the point of sale EV rebates. It looks like the IRS portal was pretty ineffective, so it's taking a lot longer to get these dealerships registered. And take a look at this. Tesla has been named a 2024 top pick by Argus Research. Quote, "We see Tesla as the leader in the EV industry with recent entrants to the EV market. Ford, GM, Toyota, and Volkswagen now struggling to, quote, right-size their future CapEx budgets. We believe Tesla has an opportunity to grow market share in 2024. They say recently, Tesla has been challenged by a sluggish environment for electric vehicles as rising interest rates, elevated inflation, and supply chain disruptions have pushed demand lower. However, in 2024, we see these factors turning positive as interest rates trend lower, benefiting consumer affordability, inflation decelerates, benefiting vehicle manufacturing costs, and supply chains improve, benefiting car availability. We expect Tesla's sales, margins, and EPS to reaccelerate in 2024, which this is actually pretty interesting because if you look at 2023 EPS, it's estimated to be $3.13 for full year 2023. Wall Street Journal's estimate is full year 2024 EPS estimates to be $5.65 per share. Wall Street's as a whole consensus is for $3.97 per share. So let's just run some simple math here. Tesla's trading at a trailing PE of, let's just go ahead and do the actual calculation here, just so we're 100% correct. Tesla stock's $238. Divide this by Tesla's EPS. Tesla's trading at about a 76 times multiple. So for 2024, if Wall Street Journal is correct, and Tesla does $5.65 of EPS, that's going to put Tesla stock at $429.61 per share by the end of 2024. If Wall Street consensus is correct and Tesla does about $4 of EPS, that would put Tesla stock at $304 per share. So take your pick. Which one is correct? Either way, Tesla's going to see some pretty monstrous returns in 2024, in my opinion. And I do think you probably get around $5 of EPS with a 85 times multiple. We'll go 82 times multiple. That puts Tesla at 410 and could likely be even higher than that. My estimate, my actual prediction is $450 per share by the end of 2024. This is just looking at the Wall Street consensus, and even the Wall Street consensus looks pretty dang good. Argus goes on to say a growing dependence on artificial intelligence in manufacturing capability and factory utilization has given Tesla a significant competitive advantage. In our view, additionally, we believe AI is an undervalued component of the future growth at Tesla and expect its value to be recognized soon on Wall Street, as FSD, full self-driving, battery cell production, and AI-enabled robots become a bigger part of the future at Tesla. That's where things could get even more interesting, because if those other segments of Tesla's business become more recognized and highly valued, or more highly valued compared to where they are today, then you will likely see multiple expansion. And the multiple expansion is where things could get insane. Say Tesla has $5 of EPS next year. Tesla blows past Wall Street's estimates, which is my prediction. But let's say AI, robotics, FSD, robotaxi, all of that makes great strides, especially in the second half of 2024, to becoming an actual reality. And let's say Wall Street starts to add more value to that. Let's say the multiple's 125x, which, just for context, the multiple was like 1,200 in 2020. So 125 is like 900% less than, where you were at previously. Then you have Tesla at $600+ per share in 2024, and that's my best case scenario for 2024. That's like if everything goes well, then you could see Tesla over $600 in 2024. Argus Research also says we see Tesla as the leader in the electric vehicle industry. Despite an increase in competition, Tesla accounts for roughly 50% of the EV market in the US and almost 20% of global shipments. With recent entrants to the EV market, Ford, GM, Toyota, and Volkswagen, along with brand new entrants such as NIO, Lucid Motors, and Rivian now struggling to right-size their future capex budgets, we believe Tesla has an opportunity to grow market share in 2024. This is from Bill Selesky. He has a 12-month price target of $316 per share for Tesla stock. So let me acknowledge the obvious. If 2024 looks so great, why is Tesla stock falling? Well, a couple different reasons. The economy is weakening, the labor market little too strong for people's comforts, meaning the Fed may not end up cutting rates 6 times after all. Some people are coming to the realization that there could be far fewer rate cuts than that. But it all comes down to inflation. If inflation continues to fall, in which we will get a new inflation report coming this week, well, what does that mean? Then the Fed can cut rates more than 3 times, maybe 6 times, just because inflation is falling, not because the economy is entering into some form of recession. That would be very good news for Tesla stock. And Tesla is a little on the oversold side. With an RSI of 43.71, you've now entered the previous demand zone, which was in between 230 and 240. I mean, if you can get back above 240, inflation continues to plummet, like we will probably see next week, this is going to be great news for Tesla stock. And I would expect Tesla to start to recover, especially when we get the Indian manufacturing facility. It's pretty clear that will produce lower price Tesla models that are more accessible to the overall population of the planet. And that's going to force even some of your biggest bears to reconsider their bearish stance on Tesla. And that could be coming maybe this week, as what we think, maybe on Friday, January 12th. If that doesn't work to stabilize Tesla stock and start to create a new uptrend, well, I think earnings will solidify that on January 24th. I mean, Tesla stock has had 5 red days in a row. It's not going to take a whole lot of good news to send Tesla stock much higher. And let's be honest, Wall Street is on the wrong side of this trade. A lot of hedge funds and institutions are very underallocated to Tesla stock, and some are not even allocated at all to Tesla. It looks pretty obvious. The returns this year are not going to be coming from Magnificent 7 stocks, excluding Tesla. It's not going to be coming from Apple, from Microsoft, from Google, from Amazon, those guys. It's going to be coming from small mid-cap stocks, interest rate sensitive names. Even if the beginning of 2024 is a weaker period, maybe Q1 or whatever, Q2, the second half of the year is probably where you see most of the gains, at least That's what it's starting to look like. Tesla is asking customers with pending Model X orders to update their configurations by January 10th, as the model they initially ordered is no longer being produced. Failure to reconfigure will result in order cancellation. Tesla has dropped the starting price of its 2-hour Megapack commercial energy storage product by $42,500, or about 2%, now to $1.278 million. And here we have a new $140 million Tesla Megapack installation. This tweet is from the SVP of Powertrain and Energy at Tesla, Drew Baglino. Here you can see them installing all of the Megapacks. BMW sold a total of 45,417 battery EVs in the US in 2023, 12.5% of the brand's total sales volume. The US Energy Department has released a new statement. In 2023, more than 1.4 million EVs were sold in the US, a 50% increase in 1 year. The Biden administration's industrial policy for clean energy is helping to deliver this transition. They, of course, failed to mention that Tesla made up an estimated 47% of that 1.4 million total. Tesla is now delivering on average over 5,000 electric vehicles globally per day, an all-time high. That's 2 times as many vehicles as Tesla delivered in the entire year of 2012. The Tesla Model Y is praised as emergency services car in France. Tesla rejects calls for collective wage agreement at Giga Berlin. Quote, "We are focusing on ourselves in order to find solutions for our employees quickly and without unnecessary escalation, and thus make changes happen significantly faster." Tesla's Google Trends data looks like it's actually curling down a little bit, which is pretty normal in the first couple weeks of 2024, or the start of any new year. Tesla's global inventory numbers spiking pretty much across the board besides the Model 3, the Model S, specifically the Model X, seeing a big spike here. Model Y seeing a little bit of a spike, couple hundred vehicles overnight, but nothing too major. And Tesla continues to run 400 ads via Google globally. Option activity from hedge funds and institutions Friday in Tesla stock was actually pretty bullish. You had a positive order value of 63%, totaling $1.61 billion. Considering Tesla stock has been down for 5 days in a row, it's been red. Over the past week, you have seen about 3,500 orders totaling $10.54 billion with a positive order value of 56%. So that looks pretty good as well. All things considered for Tesla stock, in my opinion, Tesla in the 230s is like giving away free money. If you even have a medium-term kind of outlook, 6 to 12 months. Could Tesla stock continue lower? Of course. But Tesla stock and now the broader markets are more, getting close to being oversold at this point. If you look at IWM's RSI, we'll actually have to go ahead and pull it up. IWM's RSI is at 51.34, so it's exactly neutral. If you fall more from here, you're going to get into oversold territory. Same thing for the S&P 500. The RSI is now pretty close to neutral at 55. So Tesla stock sitting at 43 is way on the oversold side, and I would expect a pretty aggressive bounce in the week ahead, especially again if inflation data comes in as we expect, and we expect it to come in pretty weak. So I think great things are ahead for Tesla stock, but again, you could fall if recession fears do materialize and or inflation does see an uptick. That would be bad news, but if we don't get those things, if we don't have any huge bad news for Tesla, like Tesla cutting prices or something, then I think Tesla stock stabilizes in this demand zone, in this 230 kind of level, and then starts to go higher again. But I am not a financial advisor. This is not a recommendation to buy, sell, trade anything. When you invest in a stock, a company, you need to be prepared to take losses, sometimes for many, many years. Let me know what you think about all of this information down below in the comment section. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you made it to the end of this video. If you guys want to come trade with us live in real time, every time I make trades, I send out alerts. Check out that link down below in the description of this video. We're hoping for a great 2024 like we had in 2023. Thank you for watching. My name is Michael Tyler. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.